Hello, and welcome to another useful and motivational episode here at English Listening and Speaking Practice YouTube channel, the channel where you can learn English in a simple and easy way. I'm really happy that you are here with me today. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you are walking, working, relaxing at home, or just taking a break, I hope you enjoy this episode and learn something new. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to develop a growth mindset, especially for learning English. This is a phrase you might hear sometimes, but maybe you're not sure what it means or why it's so helpful. So, don't worry. I will explain everything to you in a simple way, and I will speak slowly and clearly so you can understand and repeat after me. This podcast is not only about learning new ideas. It is also a great way to practice your English listening and speaking skills. Now let's talk about why this topic is so important. A growth mindset is a way of thinking. It means believing that your abilities and intelligence can grow with effort, practice, and learning from mistakes. This is the opposite of a fixed mindset, where you believe your talents are just fixed traits. You either have them or you don't. When you are learning English, having a growth mindset can make a huge difference. It helps you stay motivated, overcome challenges, and enjoy the learning journey. If you are learning English and also trying to improve your life, then this topic is perfect for you. As you listen, I want you to pay close attention to the words and sentences I use. Try to repeat them out loud if you can. This is a great way to improve your speaking. If you don't understand something the first time, don't worry. You can pause, go back, and listen again. That's the great thing about podcasts. You can learn at your own speed. So, in this episode, I will explain what a growth mindset is, why it's so important for learning English, and how you can develop it. I will share simple tips that really work, and I will also tell you a short story to make everything clear and interesting. My goal is to help you learn something useful and also give you good practice for your English skills. Now, are you ready? To begin, let's take the first step to developing a growth mindset and build a better, stronger you. One thought, one word, and one habit at a time. Let's get started. What is a growth mindset? Let's begin by understanding what a growth mindset really means. The term growth mindset might sound a bit academic, but its meaning is actually very simple and powerful. A growth mindset is the belief that your basic abilities, like your intelligence or your talent for learning languages, can be developed through dedication, hard work, and learning from your experiences. It means you believe that you can get smarter or better at something if you try. Think of your brain like a muscle. When you exercise a muscle, it gets stronger. A growth mindset means you believe your brain works the same way. The opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset. Someone with a fixed mindset believes that their intelligence and talents are fixed traits. They are born with a certain amount, and that's it. They might say, "I'm not good at languages," or "I'm just not a math person." They believe that effort won't change much. Let me give you a few examples. Imagine you are trying to learn a difficult grammar rule in English. If you have a fixed mindset, you might think, "This is too hard. I'll never understand it. I'm just not good at grammar." You might feel frustrated and want to give up. But if you have a growth mindset, you might think, "This is challenging, but I can understand it if I keep practicing. Maybe I need to try a different way to learn it." Mistakes are part of learning. You see the difficulty as an opportunity to grow. Another example. Imagine you make a mistake when speaking English to someone. With a fixed mindset, you might feel embarrassed and think, "I sounded stupid. I should just stop trying to speak." You might avoid speaking in the future. With a growth mindset, you might think, "Okay, I made a mistake, but that's how I learn. What can I learn from this mistake so I can do better next time? You see the mistake as feedback. So, a growth mindset is not about believing you are already perfect or that everything is easy. It's about believing in your potential to improve. It's understanding that effort, trying new strategies, and learning from mistakes are the keys to getting better. We all have moments of both fixed and growth mindsets. The good news is that a growth mindset can be learned and strengthened, just like a muscle. Understanding this difference is the first step to changing how you approach challenges, especially in learning English. It's about focusing on progress, not just perfection. Why is a growth mindset important for English learners? Now that we understand what a growth mindset is, let's talk about why it is so important, especially when you are learning English. Learning a new language is a journey. It has exciting moments, but it also has challenges. A growth mindset can be your best friend on this journey. First, a growth mindset helps you embrace challenges. When you are learning English, you will face difficult grammar, new vocabulary, and tricky pronunciation. If you have a fixed mindset, these challenges might make you feel like giving up. You might think, "This is too hard for me." But with a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. You might say, "This is difficult, so it will help my brain grow stronger. I will try." Second, a growth mindset helps you persist through setbacks. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. You will forget words. You will say things incorrectly. It's normal. A fixed mindset might make you feel discouraged by these mistakes. You might think, "I keep failing. Maybe I'm not meant to learn English." But a growth mindset helps you see mistakes as learning tools. You think, "Okay, that didn't work. What can I try next?" Every mistake helps me get closer to my goal. You don't give up easily. Third, a growth mindset helps you understand that effort is essential. People with a fixed mindset often believe that if you are truly talented, things should come easily. If they have to work hard, they think it means they are not smart. But with a growth mindset, you know that effort is what makes you smarter and better. You understand that practicing speaking, listening, reading, and writing in English, even when it's hard, is exactly what you need to do to improve. Effort is not a sign of weakness, it's the path to mastery. Fourth, a growth mindset helps you learn from criticism or feedback. Sometimes a teacher or a friend might correct your English. If you have a fixed mindset, you might feel hurt or defensive. You might think they are saying you are not good. But with a growth mindset, you see feedback as valuable information. You think, "This person is trying to help me. This feedback can help me improve." You are open to learning from others. Fifth, a growth mindset can help you find inspiration in the success of others. When you see someone who speaks English very well, a fixed mindset might make you feel jealous or inadequate, thinking, "They are so talented and I'm not." But a growth mindset allows you to be inspired. You might think, "Wow, they worked hard to get there. What can I learn from their journey? If they can do it, maybe I can too with effort." So, as you can see, a growth mindset is incredibly powerful for English learners. It changes how you see challenges, mistakes, effort, and feedback. It helps you stay positive, motivated, and resilient. It turns the learning process from something scary into an exciting adventure of growth. And the best part is, you can develop this way of thinking. In the next part, we'll talk about how to develop a growth mindset now. Let's get to the practical part. How can we develop a growth mindset, especially for our English learning journey? It's not about flipping a switch, but about practicing. New ways of thinking and acting, little by little, every day. Here are 5 simple but effective tips. First, embrace imperfection and learn from mistakes. When you're learning English, you will make mistakes. It's guaranteed. Instead of feeling bad about them, try to see them as learning opportunities. When you make a mistake, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do it differently next time? For example, if you use the wrong tense, don't just say, I'm bad at grammar. Instead, think, okay, I need to review that tense. This mistake showed me what to focus on. Remember, mistakes are proof that you are trying. Second, focus on the process, not just the outcome. Sometimes we get so focused on wanting to speak perfect English, the outcome, that we forget to enjoy the learning journey, the process. A growth mindset means valuing the effort, the practice, the small steps you take every day. Celebrate that you spent 15 minutes practicing, even if you still made mistakes. Say to yourself, I worked hard on that today, or I tried a new way to learn vocabulary. This focus on effort and process keeps you motivated. Third, use the power of yet. This is a very simple but powerful trick. When you find yourself thinking a fixed mindset thought like, I don't understand this grammar, or I can't speak fluently, just add the word yet to the end of the sentence. I don't understand this grammar yet. I can't speak fluently yet. This little word changes everything. It implies that you are on a learning journey and that with time and effort, you will get there. It opens the door to future possibility. Fourth, seek out challenges. It's comfortable to stay with what you already know, but real growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. If you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as chances to grow. So, try to read an article that's a little difficult. Try to speak English even if you're nervous. Try to learn a new set of vocabulary words that seem hard. When it feels challenging, remind yourself, this is helping my brain grow stronger. Fifth, listen to and learn from feedback. When someone corrects your English or gives you advice, try not to take it personally or feel criticized. Instead, try to see it as helpful information. Think, this person is offering me a gift, a way to improve. Thank them for their help. A growth mindset views feedback as a tool for getting better, not as a judgment of your ability. Developing a growth mindset takes time and practice, just like learning English. Be patient with yourself. Start with one of these tips. Maybe today you can focus on adding yet to your thoughts. Or maybe you can try to see one mistake as a learning opportunity. Small changes in your thinking can lead to big changes in your learning and your confidence. Remember, your brain can grow and change, and you have the power to help it. A short story, Anna's Journey with English. Let me tell you a short and simple story. It's about a young woman named Anna. Anna wanted to learn English because she dreamed of traveling and getting a better job. But Anna always believed she was bad at languages. In school, she found English class very difficult. She would compare herself to other students who seemed to learn easily. She thought, they are naturally talented. I'm just not. This was her fixed mindset. When she started an online English course as an adult, these old feelings came back. If she didn't understand a lesson, she would get frustrated and think, see, I knew I couldn't do this. If she made a mistake when trying to speak in a practice group, she would feel embarrassed and stay quiet for the rest of the session. She was about to give up. One day, her online teacher talked about the growth mindset. The teacher explained that everyone can improve with effort and the right strategies, and that mistakes are essential for learning. Anna was skeptical at first, but she decided to try some of the ideas. When she faced a difficult grammar point, instead of saying, "I'll never get this," she started telling herself, "I don't get this yet, but I will if I keep trying." She broke down difficult lessons into smaller parts. If she made a mistake in the practice group, she would take a deep breath and remind herself, "This is a chance to learn. What can I do better next time?" She even started asking for feedback. Slowly, Anna began to notice a change. Learning English still felt challenging sometimes, but it didn't feel impossible anymore. She started to enjoy the process of figuring things out. She celebrated small victories, like understanding a new phrase or successfully using a new grammar rule in a sentence. Her confidence grew. She started participating more in the practice group, and even though she still made mistakes, she wasn't afraid of them anymore. After a year of consistent effort and practicing her growth mindset, Anna's English had improved a lot. She could have conversations, understand movies, and felt much more confident. She realized that she wasn't bad at languages after all. She just needed to believe in her ability to grow and put in the effort. Her growth mindset had not only helped her learn English, but it also made her feel more capable in other areas of her life. Maybe you see a bit of yourself in Anna. Maybe you've also felt that some things are just too hard for you. But remember, like Anna, you can change your mindset. You can learn to embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and believe in your own potential to grow. It starts with small steps and a willingness to try. Daily practice for change. Now that we've talked about what a growth mindset is and how it can help your English learning, let's focus on daily practice. Real change happens with small, consistent actions. You don't need to transform overnight. Just a few minutes each day dedicated to nurturing a growth mindset can make a big difference. Here are 3 simple steps you can try every day. And remember, saying these things out loud in English will also boost your language practice. The first daily step is this: reframe one fixed mindset thought with yet. Throughout your day, especially when you are studying English, pay attention to your thoughts. If you catch yourself thinking something like, "I'm not good at pronunciation," or "I will never understand phrasal verbs," pause. Then consciously add the word yet to that thought. Say it out loud if you can. "I'm not good at pronunciation yet," or "I will never understand phrasal verbs yet." You can even say, "Today I will practice remembering to add yet to my challenging thoughts about English." Speaking it helps make it more concrete. The second daily step is identify one small learning goal or challenge for the day. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the big goal of learning English, pick one tiny thing you want to work on or understand better today. For example, today I will try to use 3 new vocabulary words in a sentence. Or, today I will listen to a 5-minute English audio and try to understand the main idea. Make it specific and achievable. You can say out loud, "My small English challenge today is to learn 1 new idiom." This focuses your effort and makes challenges feel less scary and more like an experiment. The third daily step is acknowledge your effort and one thing you learned. At the end of your study session or at the end of the day, take a moment to reflect. Don't just focus on what you got right or wrong. Focus on the effort you put in and at least one thing you learned, no matter how small. You can say to yourself, or even write down, "Today I worked hard on my listening skills for 10 minutes. I learned that it's okay if I don't understand every word." Or, "I practiced speaking even though I was nervous, and I learned a new way to ask a question." Say out loud, "I am proud of my effort today." I learned something new. This reinforces the value of the process and builds self-compassion. These 3 daily steps, using yet, setting a small challenge, and acknowledging effort and learning, might seem very simple, but when practiced consistently, they help retrain your brain to think in more growth-oriented ways. And by doing this in English, you are strengthening both your mindset and your language skills at the same time. So, tomorrow morning, why not? Try it. Say, today I will practice my growth mindset. I will try, I will learn, and I will speak in English with growing confidence. Before we end today's episode, I want to say something very important to you. You have the power to change your mindset. Yes, you do. Even if you've always thought you weren't good at something, like learning English, that belief can change. A growth mindset is not something you are born with or without. It is something you can cultivate. You can grow. You have learned what a growth mindset is. You understand why it's so important for your English learning journey. You know how a fixed mindset can hold you back. And most importantly, you now have real, simple steps you can use every single day to foster a more positive and powerful way of thinking. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it begins the moment you decide to try, and perhaps that moment is now. I know it can be challenging to change long-held beliefs. It's easy to fall back into old patterns of thinking. I can't do this. But you are listening to this podcast. That means you are already open to learning and growing. That means you have a desire to improve. Hold on to that. Remember that every effort you make, every mistake you learn from, every time you add yet to a negative thought, you are strengthening your growth mindset. Small progress is still progress. 1 minute of focused effort, 1 new word learned, 1 sentence spoken with a little more confidence, it all adds up. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent and kind to yourself. Every day is a new opportunity to practice. Your brain is amazing, and it is capable of incredible growth. Believe in that. Believe in yourself. A growth mindset will not only help you learn English more effectively, but it will also help you in all areas of your life. You are building not just language skills, but life skills. And as you continue on this journey, don't forget to speak. Speak in English every day. Repeat what you hear in this podcast. Say the motivational sentences out loud. Tell yourself, I can learn this. My abilities can grow. I am improving every day. These words are not just sounds. They are affirmations that shape your reality. You are learning to unlock your potential, and that is truly something to be proud of. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really hope this episode helped you in some way. You are not alone on this learning journey. Many people just like you are working to develop a growth mindset and improve their English. You are strong and you are capable. Please remember that. I have a small request for you. If you like this podcast and you found it helpful, please take a moment to support Code Your English. Your support means a lot and helps us create more simple and useful English content for you. First, don't forget to follow or subscribe to this podcast so you never miss a new episode. We talk about useful topics in simple English to help you improve your listening, speaking, and life skills. Second, please share this podcast with your friends, classmates, or anyone who is learning English. Maybe they are also looking for ways to stay motivated or want to practice English with easy and real topics. Third, if you are listening on YouTube or a podcast app, leave a comment or review. Tell us what you liked or what topic you want next. Your feedback helps us grow and gives us new ideas. And one more thing. You can listen again to this episode and repeat the sentences out loud. This is a great way to practice speaking and listening every day. You can even pause, speak, and repeat. until you feel more confident. Thank you again for listening to my channel. We are here to help you grow step by step with your English and your personal skills. Keep learning, keep smiling, and I will talk to you again in the next episode. Until next time, keep learning, keep trying, and keep speaking. You've got this.